Sarah stood pretending to clean it, but really it was just part of her showing off. Something broke inside Zoe, and she charged at Sarah. Zoe practically threw herself at her. "Where did you get that?" she yelled. Sarah had been taken by surprise, and for a moment was too stunned to say anything. "It doesn't belong to you," Zoe shouted. "Give it to me." "Get off me," Sarah yelled back, pushing Zoe away. Zoe fought to grab the necklace from Sarah's neck, but she was held back by some of Sarah's friends. "Get lost, you little creep," yelled Sarah. "Get your hands off me." Zoe wrestled with them. "Let go of me," she screamed. "Give me that. It's not yours." "Stop her. Someone shut her up." "Where did you get it?" Zoe shouted. "Tell me." Zoe nearly broke free, but Molly came over and hit her across the face twice. "Shut up, you're crazy." She hit Zoe again, and Zoe had had enough. She sank into the arms holding her. They let her drop to the floor where she lay crying. Sarah came up to her. "Why do you want to know anyway? What's it got into your crazy head?" Zoe shook her head. If she told Sarah it was her mother's, then she'd never leave her alone. Besides, the fact that Sarah was wearing it at all was all that Zoe needed to know. As if Sarah knew what she was thinking, she said, "Spat got this for me. It was his present to me, see? And the previous owner no longer has any need for it." She laughed. The others joined in. "Come on," she said to them. "Let's go. Stinking little rat." They left Zoe huddled on the floor, muttering insults at her as they went. Zoe felt a hand on her shoulder. She looked up. It was William. "Zoe, my dear," he said. His voice was calm and kind. Zoe just shook her head dumbly. "What was all that about?" William asked. Still, Zoe only shook her head. "Don't go looking for trouble, Zoe. Even Doobie won't look after you forever." "You don't understand," Zoe said through her tears. "That pendant, it was my mother's. It is my mum's. I'm sure of it." "Oh, Zoe," began William. "No," said Zoe firmly. "I know it is. But Zoe, I was going to say, that's good." "Good? How can it be good? If Sarah's got it and Spat gave it to her, then—" "No, that's just the point. Spat didn't give it to her. He wasn't even here when she got it. She just says he did because she thinks he loves her. I know where she got it. Everyone does. She's so stupid, that one. So vain." Zoe couldn't understand what William meant. "You're not making sense. Tell me." "A ship came by. Last one we saw. Sarah got it from a woman on board." "What? When was this?" "Last year sometime. It's so hard to keep track, you see, swimming on open sea." Zoe wanted to keep William on the subject. "Did you see the woman who gave it to her?" "Oh," he said. "Oh, she didn't give it to her. Then she swapped it for some food. That's why Sarah's so stupid. What use is jewellery here? She gave her food for it. Food, the only thing that's any use." William started laughing, and despite herself, Zoe did too. "But that could have been my mum. That's just like her." "But did you see her?" No, it was her husband who did the deal. There was a little boat, see? But they didn't take anyone with them. Why didn't you go?" "I think they'd sized us up pretty quickly. They said they were full, that they'd come back for us. Of course, they never did." That sounded right to Zoe. The captain hadn't even turned back for her. When he saw the bunch of savages on Eel's Island, he must have wanted to keep well away. "But why did they stop at all?" asked Zoe. "What? Why did they stop here at all? Why didn't they just keep clear and head for the mainland?" William shrugged. "They said they needed food. There was none on board, and some of them were near to death from it. They didn't even land. A few of them just rowed close in a boat. Some of us went down to the shore." "Wait, was this before or after Doobie came?" "Oh, before. He'd never have let anyone swap food for jewellery." "But why did she?" "Vain, you see. They shouted across to us, 'Food! We'll pay you for it.' Everyone told them to get lost." "Take us with you and we'll bring you some food," they said. Then the men in the boat said they were full and that they'd come back. Like I told you, they never did, of course. So what about Sarah? Well, Sarah was different. She waded out to the boat with a great armful of food, and then she came back with this necklace thing. But didn't anyone try to stop her? No, said William. Like I said, this was before Doobie got here, and no one with any brains at that beach, see? Those that were, you know, a bit simple. They just watched her do it. There was a real fight about it later, though. People tried to get it off her, but she kicked and screamed till they left her alone. But she said she made the men in the boat promise to come back for them all when they weren't full. Never did. But then, you know that, eh? Zoe's mind was reeling. This was the first news she'd heard of her parents in a very long time. But it was good news. They'd all been all right when they passed the island. They hadn't stopped, but gone on to the mainland. They must be all right, Zoe said to herself, but then doubt came into her mind again. If they were okay, why hadn't they come back to look for her? Perhaps it wasn't her dad who'd been on the boat and swapped Mum's jewellery for food. Maybe it was someone else. Maybe the only reason they had to swap it was because... No, said Zoe aloud. They're okay. I know it. She told herself that seeing the pendant was a good thing. She wouldn't believe otherwise. But she had to find her parents, and to do that, she had to get off this stinking little island.